lady was on the UK version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. She was going for the 64,000 pound question.
Now that's an important one because so 32,000, once you get there, that's the lowest you're going to get. Once you get to 64,000, you're doubling your money and now you're starting to really make money. And that's usually the point where people start to use their lifelines. And there's 3 lifelines. There's 50-50, phone a friend, and now because of COVID, it's ask the host. It used to be ask the audience, but since there's no audience, it's ask the host.
Okay, so the question is, which of these senior crew members on the RMS Titanic survived the sinking? So she went ahead and got the 50-50.
Okay.
So it knocked her down to C, the second officer, Charles Lightotter, or D, Captain Edward Smith.
Okay.
Which one do you think?
The captain always goes down with his ship, so I'm going Lightotter. What's the guy's name?
Captain Edward Smith. Final answer.
No.
Well, now, Prue Leith. You've just lost 48,000 pounds. It was Lightoller. That's a bit of a disaster, really.
It is. Oh, well.
But, let's look on the bright side. You are going away with 16,000 pounds.
So she went from 64,000 pounds to 16,000 pounds.
Well, that's still more than she walked in with, but the captain always goes down with his ship. So the answer should have automatically been whoever the other person was.
Mm-hmm. Because the captain did go down with the Titanic because they're actually looking for his room now when they're down diving on the site.
I wonder if are they still finding bodies? Are there still like skeletons and skeletal remains down there?
No, I mean, they haven't shown any because I've watched a bunch of things when they go down and there's really not much left of it anymore because it's rusting away.
Right.
So they think in 10 years, this is not going to be there anymore. They're surprised it's still there now. But when they go down, I think they found a pair of pants, but they haven't found like skeletons.
Well, they're saying that they did take photographs while they were down there, and they're saying that they think that there is evidence of human remains over 100 years, because what they found was clothing and like a shoe, and there's a leg and a foot in the pants and the shoe.
I think the fish ate them by now.
No, but the fish don't eat the bones. The fish eat everything else.
Right. Maybe some fish down there eat bones. You don't know.
No, well, I'm telling you that I was just looking at some photographs as you were saying that, and they did have a photo because you're still on a shoe, so the fish don't know how to take off your shoes.
You think in 100 years they'd figure it out. I always grew up hoping one day they would raise that thing and we could see it, but it's going to be too far gone.
Yeah.
And there's really not that much left of it.
Do you have any desire to go scuba diving, do like deep sea diving and go on like...
Oh, I did.
You did? When did you go deep sea? When did you go deep sea diving?
A couple of years ago, I was working with a radio station and they got as a client a dive school. So I said, I'll do it. I'm the stupid one. I'll go out. Right. And so they gave you all the equipment for free if you took these classes, and I talk about them on the air. So the first time I dove with a tank and all that, I loved it.
Really?
It was the greatest thing ever. And I popped my head up and I said, can I go back down? So I loved it. It was great.
I hated it. I was like, let me try scuba diving because people love it. So let me check out. I had a friend that was really into it. The second I put that mask on and the tank and all that, I was immediately claustrophobic, and I felt like I was spinning. I got sick. I like started pointing up. I was like, up, 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 up. And he took me right up, and I was just like, he's like, claustrophobic. I was like, yeah. Never. Can't do that again.
For me, I loved it. I remember trying to talk the guy into putting smoke because I was smoking back then. So if you could mix smoke and air in the tank so I could smoke and dive at the same time, that would be great. But we went to this part of the ocean. We dove like 120 feet, and there were boats and stuff down there. It was great. I would do it every weekend if I could.
Okay, so if we get a sponsor, we know which one of us is going to be
I'll
doing
go in
scuba
a
diving.
second.
Oh, fine. Great. As long as it's not me.